welcome back to FatherofTwo plays Sunless Sea Zubmariner, blind. Last time we arrived back in London, and I cannot for the life of me remember if we did anything while here. Ship's fully repaired, so I'm gonna guess I did, and we can't carouse. So, I think we're ready to go then. This time, we're going to be heading south. We're going to explore this big chunk of the Z, or at least part of it, that we haven't been to. I think we'll take a southeastern direction along here. Maybe visit Station 3, Iraq. We'll see. But we're going to head southeast at the very least. Right, we have a letter to deliver to Hideaway. So perhaps we could do that while we're out. Reoccurring nightmare. Go deeper into the nightmare, confront the nightmare, flee the nightmare. What's our best chance of success? Fleeing. Yeah, okay. Turn the helm and flee across the milk-bright sea. Hard to leave. The eye's attraction is magnetic, gravitic, compelling. You fall into a dreaming, eager reverie. To be known, but waking rescues you for now. We lost a restful night. And we gained some terror. And we failed, but we did lose a little bit of... I think I whistled at the end of my speech there. We lost a little bit of our nightmare's power, so that's a good thing. Sometimes I wish you could zoom out. Oh, ignore that. You saw nothing. I wish you could zoom out a little bit in this game, but I think it's on purpose that you can't see too far, right? Our lamp only goes this far anyway. So, it's probably by design that we cannot zoom out or see further away. Keep us a little more terrified. Oh, a megalops. Well, we're getting a little peckish. So we might as well take it on. One shot. My goodness, that went well. Yeah, so let's have a little eat, shall we? Butcher for supplies. Pale and salty meat. The crew will feast. So I think it is getting close to Christmas in real life. And I'm thinking we're getting close to the point that we could take out Mr. Sachs, which I believe was a Christmas update to this game a year or more ago. After the festival, Mutton Island rests silently under the false stars. No smoke rises from the chimneys. No feet tread the streets. No ruddy-cheeked locals trade rustic aphorisms on the jetty. What has happened? I guess we'll just compose a port report, because we've visited this before, and I believe all we really picked up was terror. K, let's go. I mixed the words K and go together and made co. We'll go to Mutton Island. Shepherd Islands? We were at Mutton Island. We're going to Shepherd Islands. Sometimes I think they're the same place. Shepherd's Wash, the salty hinterland of London, home to hermits, nuns, and shadowy business. Alrighty. Let's see what kind of shadowy business we can get into while we're here. I think we actually want to go up around this way to save fuel. We don't have a lot of fuel. I guess maybe we should have bought some before we left London, but what is our... where's our gazetteer? Here. Okay, so we just didn't have money for it. Fair enough. Well, we might have to cut the trip short because once we're halfway out of fuel, like say down to 7, it would be best to return lest we run out of fuel. But we have a lot of food, at least. Should we go to a picnic? Sure, we have... Oh. Do we want to do that? A retired monster hunter wants something to remember his glory days. In return, he will show you a secret graveyard populated by curious corpses in curious boxes. Okay. He takes your trophy and nods. Wrestled one of these devils once. I'd show you the scar, but decency forbids. He leads you to a low cliff. Leaning over, you see a grassy stair cut into the rock. It leads a dripping cave against one wall. Coffins are arranged in a careful line. Some la-di-da London family brought their dead here. Sail up in a black ship they do. Help yourself to the oldest one. They won't notice. Okay. Can't remember where we take those. We'll compile a port report. Too bad, we missed out on the, picnic, it seems. Yeah, but, oh well. We did get something out of it. Let's go to the Salt Lions next. That way we could head a little further east before we need to turn back. And once we're at the Salt Lions, we're pretty much at the edge of our unexplored area, so we could start exploring. Our terror's not very high. We could venture under the Z a little bit. Let's do it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Oh, what have we there? That looks like a wreck ship. It is. I don't like fighting them because they don't behave like normal ships. They're hard to get away from. They could shoot you from pretty much anywhere. They could back up. Like, and turn to the side. They're more maneuverable than us, let's just say that. Oh, I turned the sonar off. Okay, so we're close to the Salt Lions, and there's a wreck ship. Well, here we are. We're in battle, so let's make the most of it. They are tough, too. Oof. We took a hit. 22 damage, not so bad. Not considering how much damage we've done to them. 2 more shots, I think. Oh my goodness. It's a beloved. I don't think they attack us. Do you attack? They seem harmless. Which is a weird thing to say when you're at Z, but he doesn't seem to want anything to do with attacking us, so let's leave him alone. Send a boarding party. Why not? Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Quick as you like. You can't prepare a boarding party. Any plan goes out of the porthole the minute your boots touch the deck of a strange vessel. In this case, it seems these pirates like to play dead in person as well. Fortunately, your crew aren't the kind to be fooled twice. They return with clean cutlasses and bloodied boots. Some are even smiling. We succeeded. We gained a fuel and a supplies. Oh, and 143 echoes. That was well worth it. Well, let's head back to the surface. I like those things. They're kind of adorable. As far as Z creatures go. A buoyant escape. Oh, I see, because we escaped from the thing. By going to the surface, a baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of stone out of some distant desert. You are close to the salt lions. Well, let's make a stop here at Zeal Port. Ah, Gillifloor, you worry me not anymore. Visit the Unmakers? Let's compile a port report first. Record the activities of the Unmakers, such as they are. Rite of stone and silence. Visit the Unmakers. Muscular pick-wielders rest on camp stools, watching you approach. Passing hip flasks around, an unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. Fungal Tassan and tea cakes. We get funding from the bazaar, it's true, but Station 4... I couldn't call it Station 4. It's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but some of them are used as a garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them. Some go down to the places under the bazaar. More tea cakes? We lost some terror. We gained a fragment. Not bad. As far as encounters go, not bad at all. So, if we care to venture under the Z, there is rewards to be found in the form of fuel and food, so... And I'm pretty sure we can often turn our fuel, or our food into fuel, or fuel into food, or vice... Yeah, well, I already did the vice versa, but you know what I mean. We could exchange these back and forth, maybe not at a 100% success rate, but at least we don't have to worry too much about fuel, I think. We do need to worry about it, but not too much. Alright. New Z. Fresh Z. And always the potential for terrifying beasties. Rack is not far. Regal Complexus. Looks spiky down below. The principles of coral, the corpse rainbow glow. From beneath the waves echoes the false stars above. Alright, let's continue east in a moment here. I just wanna... Okay, if we go east from here over, we should explore a good chunk of the Z. So, a little further south. What is that? An albino moray. Should we attack it? I think so. It will be a new conquest for us. Oh, we stopped it before... Oh no, that shark cannot see us. Better we get hit by this moray than we have to fight that shark while we fight the moray. We suffered 16 damage by ramming into it, but I think that's better than the alternative of fighting the shark and the moray at the same time. Damn me, it's an ugly thing. Even uglier dead than alive. Friendlier, though. Butcher it for supplies, dissect for knowledge. Let's butcher for supplies. We got a hunting trophy, an unprepossessing mass, Stygian ivory. Suitable for smoking. There's probably something horrible inside, but possibly there is not. Fling it overboard or smoke it. Yeah, let's preserve it. Edible once roasted into submission. It will serve, but the smoke brings a kind of horror, a waking dream, a kinesthetic sense of vast things coiling and crushing lightless black. 2 supplies, though. And only 1 terror, that's not so bad. Now, do we think we could take on one of those sharks? I mean, this is a question for the ages. Man versus shark. I don't know. I feel I want to try it. I want to test my luck here. Well, if he's too far gone, I guess we won't... Oh, there he is. Yes, I think this bound shark will be our next quarry. Come a little closer. You've defeated a bound shark. Its bonds buckled, its skin torn, its teeth shattered. Use its meat. Its torment ended with its death. You have more immediate concerns. Examine its cage armature. Something has bound it savagely with black iron, sunk bands, and joined mechanisms deep into its flesh. Let's do that. Digging deeper. The cage has begun to distort its shape, more than seems reasonable. But then, a shark has no bones. Rods of iron inserted deep into its flesh have done impossible things. There are organs in there none of you recognize. Its suffering must have been extraordinary. You take a tooth as trophy. If your hull is damaged, your engineer will repurpose some of its cage as repair materials. Oh, cool. We gained some terror. We got a hunting trophy. And some fragments. Well, that sounds like we're actually doing these things a favor by killing them, so... let's do that to this one as well. Free it from its torment. We're using up quite a bit of fuel here, but... tough and gray. The shark meat is dark, springy, and oily. These are not encouraging properties for a meal. Nevertheless, your cook perhaps can make something of it. And what's this in its gut? Another hunting trophy. Suitable for smoking. We gained a terror and got 2 supplies. Alright. Well, we're a little off course. However, I think that was worth our time. Now, we had the Haunted Doctor. I think we have to speak to him too as well. He is soft-voiced, courteous, rarely makes eye contact, but often stares at other people's eyes from afar. Well, let's chat about science over a light dinner of Z-trout and bracket gruel. The nature of nature. Sunlight is, in certain senses, quite literally law. Without sunlight, the Earth would spin off into space, and the absence of sunlight down here means the absence of a dozen laws. Death operates unreliably, though more reliable on the Z, as you know. Geography is uncertain and shifting, and dreams... He had grown animated. Now he seems distracted. He apologizes and composes himself. It was a particular interest of mine, luminosity, the anatomy of the eye, the many liberations of night. Excuse me, this gruel is a little too rich for my tastes. So we got an intriguing snippet, and we lost the supplies. Well, let's chat about politics. Over roast lizard and cabbage in the Kagian style. And I guess we'll do this one later. Freedoms. It's true, I fell in with the restless elements. The usual reasons, of course. Watching the bazaar devour London year by year. The inequities of the rich and the pities of the poor. But more than that, I thought London needed darkness. Do you know what I mean? I thought the city was safer in the dark. Do you understand me? I applied my arts to that end. If you do, I need say no more, and if you don't, I should say no more. Another intriguing snippet. Ah, so a cask of mushroom wine, and he'll join us for a drink. Let's up our hearts. The Haunted Doctor has read widely. An educational lesson. The Doctor is methodical and scrupulous. You spend an informative afternoon and learn much. However, when you ask detailed questions on the anatomy of the eye, he grows reticent and soon ends the conversation complaining of a headache. Ah, the eye. We see that eye often. Now our fuel is getting down to the halfway point, and we've even upped our fuel, so maybe we're just now reaching the halfway point. So we should consider turning back, but we do have money, and we could probably buy some supplies. I suppose as well we could go under the Z for a time and hope to find some fuel below. Saint Erasmus dancing, the cry goes up. Sometimes there's supplies just down on the bottom here, so perhaps that could extend our trip. We are getting rather low on fuel, though we have a lot of supplies, so tough call. Very empty here. Very empty. There's an island here. Perhaps we should head to the surface. Oh, there's something to check out. Let's do that before we head up. Ah, that looks like a depth charge. I couldn't say that word for a second. And we will avoid it. Let's head up to the surface then. The Mangrove College. Okay. Well, perhaps we can refuel here. Let's read this last little flavor text here. The mists of the Sea of Autumn get into your eyes, the heart. It is not unusual to find yourself in unsuspected tears. A steaming sprawl of parasynthetic vegetation and a village, barely a village, hold walls, roofs in disrepair, stilts leaning dangerously. It looks to have been assembled by drunks in a hurry. Dock carefully. So, we do actually have a mission that we've had since the beginning to do here. Pick up an absent friend for Venderbite. The directions take you to a frondy hovel in the shade of a swamp oak. When you knock, the whole thing quivers as if it's come unmoored. A tall woman, imposing despite a layer of mud, opens the door. "Has he said word?" she asks. She grins delightedly. "Let's be off. To Venderbite. Don't spare the engine. It's been too long." Okay. Eat, drink, be merry, gather supplies. Into the Wispway. We can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Compile a port report. Go beachcombing. Let's compile a port report. All shall be well. Oh, let's read this first. Sages, scholars, philosophers, naturalists, poets, dreamers, here to pursue their rarefied ideals in a land of muddy fecundity. All shall be well. The thinkers of the Mangrove College continue their untroubled and sedentary existence. New schools of philosophy are born and die like bubbles. Extraordinary poetries are written in water. The occasional retired pirate tries and fails to get invited to salons. Our hunger's gone and we got a supplies. Well, that's pretty cool. And we got a port report. Let's gather supplies. You don't have time to stop and rest, but you can gather plenty of supplies. The college members will grumble, but there's enough to go around. We gained 3 supplies. Your crew strips a stretch of shoreline bare. It'll have burgeoned again by next week, no doubt. No shops here. So, we're all done here for now. We are very low on fuel. However, we do have a lot of supplies, and like I said, I believe we can use those to our advantage. I'd like to try and stop at Hideaway this time. I really would. Then we can deliver this letter, and we could, if we had enough fuel, try and make our way to Venderbite and drop off this woman. Otherwise, it'll have to be our next trip. Because I believe she's taking up space in our hold. Well, one new location. That ought to get us a favor with the Admiralty. The Pinen Point. Autumn Island, some distance to the southeast. Okay, not far though. Let's go check that out. I have a new mouse with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as buttons on the side, and it's been really handy for this game. I could use it to shoot off my cannons without having to reach off of my steering controls to do so. So, I thought there would be a port here. No? No port? Little bit of a waste of fuel then. However, not a total waste. We did get some fragments. Alright, well, I think we have to start heading north to the Empire of Hands, and hopefully we can acquire some fuel there. They want us to start making trips there with our ship to bring them supplies and... what else? Fuel? Maybe something else as well. A floating strand of web caresses your face. The air hints at spiders. Oh, terrifying. A row of watchful Z-bats perch on the ship's railing. Their heads swivel in unison as you cross the deck. What in God's name is that? Oh, God. The Tree of Ages. My God. No thank you, sir. Oh, it's fast. We might have to go full speed to lose it. Okay, it turned around. Thank goodness. That thing is terrifyingly disgusting. Some distance to the south. Okay, let's check it out. Let's hope we find some fuel as well. Frick, that's terrifying. Hideaway is a ways north, but Eisteval will definitely net us some more supplies. Let's hope these people have for us... Oh, no thank you. No, let's turn off our light. Have for us some fuel. A glorious dreadnought. You know what? I don't think I've ever found this port in a previous play. King Eater's Castle. It doesn't look like the kind of place that will offer us any fuel, which is not a good thing considering we're at 0 fuel now. Let's check out shops. No shops, of course. King Eater's Castle. An old veracity lives here. In the far reaches of the Z, the priests are long gone, but sacrifices are still made. Perhaps you have come here to make a sacrifice. Perhaps the sacrifice is you. Eat your crew? Lose your mind? No. That might be something to do. Well, let's compile a port report. Silence, desolation, the sense of an impending and terrible mistake. Everything is horrible. Is not really an appropriate title for a formal report, is it? Let's find something a little more clinical. Let's do the 6th witness here. A woman in rags stands on the battlements staring to the east. Startled by your approach. I'm sorry, I didn't expect anyone else to be here. Sit with me. No, do not look east. I don't dare because I know I will see nothing like the 5 before me. It is my first time at Z. We don't get out much, but you must have traveled far to end up here. Tell me your stories. You barely begin before she interrupts. How about the Gant pole? They say there they see the future. If you go, could you ask what the 7th will witness? I happily give my life to prepare the ground, but to know would be the greatest of honors. Make a sacrifice to stone. Stone is the kindest of the gods of the sea, but that's not saying very much. She has a great wound from which a river of blood flows. Wound yourself in memory of her, and perhaps she will show mercy. Okay. An unlikely find. Your ship's doctor bandages the wound efficiently. You pace the deck and ignore the pain as best you can. Your engineer approaches. Captain, there's more fuel in the bins than I realized. Just a little. I'd looked 3 times. I'm sure it wasn't there before, but now it might be enough. Okay. Geez, I'm thinking about... I guess I can't now. Sacrifice 3 sailors. Well, until next time, if you enjoyed it, please leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. This is FatherofTwo, signing off.